They hold their opponents to only 111 rush yards this year. A total offense of 337. Meyer's going to take a shot left, trying to find Aldrich Doe. It's complete inside the 20, and the Bulldogs are in the red zone for the most part, but an Achilles heel is it does not result in a lot of touchdowns, especially inside the red zone. Meyer finds an open Mark Taglieri, who's brought down. It's a touchdown! Mark Taglieri Jr. gets on. Richmond has been nearly immaculate on this side of the field this year. Keeper, as Coleman runs it in for the touchdown. It's his fourth rushing TD. And only 1 third down for him on that one. As kick is no good. It's a rare miss PAT. BSOVC. And now off to the Coastal Athletic Association go the Bulldogs. It's been a gauntlet of a schedule so far this year. Nearly every opponent schedule in Bryant's program history, but not with every opponent being ranked. As a slick one-hand catch from Ryan Clark, the quarterback converted running back.
It's tough. You got to recruit better players.
Up and down the conference, this is a gauntlet of a schedule, as we mentioned, as the flat route to Drew Montez finds some room. He's along the sideline, breaks free the tackle, past the 50, and he'll run out of bounds into Richmond territory here. Nice move from Drew Montez, who has 22 tackles on the year to replace it. Palmer Smith right up the gut. It's a touchdown. Carved right through the Bryant D-line. Palmer Smith, an easy touchdown here. They have an offensive lineman down. In a row. It was 28-0 at halftime. Russ Huseman was really happy with how that team played. Is this PAT good for the Spiders here? It's been all Bryce Soley this year. Correction, that is Bryce Soley. 7 for 9 from the field, make it 7-10. Not even close for the Bulldogs. It'll be a turnover.
Counter.
Yeah, expect to see a lot of cover one defense, which we have a bit now. But this is a very important game for this Bryant front, who's got a slant. As DeGennaro wide open. There he goes inside the 10. Nick DeGennaro, a touchdown for the Spiders. What a ball from Camden Coleman. 9 yards. Putting together a nice game so far here today. PAT is good. And it's 27.
Kick is good. Just loses them somehow.
Off to kick is McManus. Takes a bad bounce as Bryant finally coming away with it. Receiver set with Mark Taglieri lined up as a fullback. Meyer in the pocket, fakes the deep ball here.
Oh boy.
Totally collapses on him and he's sacked.
So it's a 3-man route. Man, that's one of those things. If it's not there.
Coleman hands off to Palmer Smith, who's got the entire left side of the field wide open. He picks up about 7 or 8. And with the adjustment for the Coleman, the screen to DeGennaro. Trying to put the juke on. To be honest with you, we're a much better team when he's on the field. Yeah. And the stats wouldn't necessarily show it this year. He had a great year last year. Flea flicker. Coleman down the field. Garcia trailing back, it's a touchdown. What a play from Richmond. The last drive here, Jerry Garcia, super quick, not the biggest guy in the room, but was wide open there. PAT goes through.
It's one of those things, if you're blitzing, the other team knows.
Zach Palmer Smith back out for the Richmond Spiders. Packers program history, and Joe Andreessen, who was on the practice squad for the Buffalo Bills this year, and Ryan Sadler a couple of years ago, as DeGennaro wide open, puts a juke on Nillis. He'll finally push him out of bounds here. All teams are in action later today as well. Dropping back is Coleman. Find the screen to Palmer Smith, who jukes his way through, and he finds the end zone. It's a touchdown. A couple of missed tackles from Bryant.
Coleman's pass complete.
Zach Palmer Smith gets another touchdown. It's his 10th of the year. 9 of them have come by way of rushing. It's his first receiving. PAT's good. 91. They are outpassing them 235 to 83. 5 touchdowns already for the Spiders. As blitzing was Avery Dixon, and finding an outlet, a touchdown. Jerry Garcia Jr. again. Second of the day. And another touchdown for Camden Coleman as the Spiders are on autopilot. Jerry Garcia's second touchdown. PAT's up and good.
Haskins' kick is good.
This was a day all with 1 reception. And Jerry Garcia will let this go out of the end zone. Richmond will pick up where they left off as Camden running back room like you do here for the Spiders. Zach Palmer, Smith, Andrew King, and Aziz Foster Powell. As Palmer Smith almost effortlessly gains the yardage back from the false start. So it's the first 4th down conversion attempt for either side as Brown gets there with ease. When you have a running back room like that, you might as well just run it up the gut and see what happens.
I'd have brought the
Foster Powell, 5'9", 215. And Jamal Brown, no slouch either for size. The Spiders. Run, baby, run as Bo Shugarts, who was called upon to replace Michael Otti, up on the left side as well. And then Landon Ellis on the right. Keeper, here's Coleman, who's brought down by C.D. Doby again. And a bunch on the left. Coleman over the middle finds a wide open Sean Clark. Tight end has to get moved up the depth chart today. He's got no stats on the year.
A lot going on.
3rd down and 17. They'll hand it off for Camden Coleman, the quarterback. He went 15 for 16 with 278 yards and 4 touchdowns. Shamal is missing Mike Alati with a lower extremity injury. He's week to week. This is hand it off again.
This makes a wonderful play right there. Comes off the guard and makes the tackle.
Bryant claims they have the ball. They say they lost it in the second. Elon and Hampton just kicked off, and then Albany, Delaware, William and Mary at Stony Brook, New Hampshire at Villanova, and North Carolina A&T at Campbell. All later on today. The long field goal goes off the post and incomplete. 125 balls on the jugs machine. And he said now that's pretty commonplace here. As Ruggieri hauls it in. He is brought down. This was a defense that was near the top of the FCS in defensive touchdowns last year. They were tied for first. Meyer trying to air it out. Complete! Touchdown for Brennan Meyer as he finds the tight end Carter Newman, the redshirt junior transfer from Oregon State. For Carter Newman, who didn't get a lot of burn at Oregon State. Played in 8 games last season as a redshirt sophomore. Well, it will be Richmond's first punt of the day. Bryant has punted 3 times for an average of 41 per punt. And they will send out the Australian Aaron Trussler. And it rolls back into the end zone for a touchback. It's the 6th longest in program history, tied for longest in the CAA. He was an FCS Punter of the Year semifinalist. More than likely a front runner again this year, but if Richmond's just mentioned.
Take the 10-second runoff, the game is over.
Okay.
Just like that, the game's over. Thought there'd be one more play in there, but the 10-second runoff will end it here in Smithfield. Final score 41-14. Richmond gets their 6th win in a row for good reason. It's been all their run game and their defense here.